Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. In this episode, I'm taking a little bit of a detour, not revisiting the ships on their way to Duna just yet. There's plenty of time before the last ship arrives, so in the meantime, I was looking over the Kerbal Space Program forum, and I saw an interesting challenge thread. Basically, the idea is, what the challenge is to build a ship that takes one of these Rockomax Jumbo 64 fuel tanks and the large RCS tank and delivers them to orbit full. Now, I was interested in this challenge because, frankly, I need a ship like that anyway. And so I got out the XD drive design and I started working on it, and here's what I come up with. Starting from the top, another requirement is that it must have a clampetron docking port, and it must have 4 of the RCS thruster blocks. I have 4 on the forward end, and I have 4 more on the aft end. And powering this part of the ship, once it's up to orbit, is 4 LVN nuclear engines, as before. And then we have a stack separator and the formerly the large tank. It's the 1600 or 32, whatever tank it is. Let me see. Okay, it is the X200-32 fuel tank and a Poodle engine. Now, when the Poodle engine fires, the LVNs also fire, and this tank has fuel lines going to the LVNs to use, so that they will use its fuel and then the fuel in the FLT 400s attached to them. Before launch, the Jumbo 64 and the RCS tank will be disabled so that fuel will not flow from them. They will arrive in orbit full. Down below is similar to what the XD drive was before, the same asparagus staging with the jumbo tanks here and the mainsail down below. I did make some changes down here. Instead of having 3 of these engines on this, the first 2 that separate have the LVT T30 engines, 3 each. The second set, the second set in the asparagus staging, has 2 of the T30s and 1 aerospike. And to this, I have added, on here we have FLT 400 tanks, each with an aerospike. There's 3 of them on the first asparagus stage to go. And then on the second asparagus stage there is the 800 liter tank and an FLT 400, and on that is another FLT 400 also with an aerospike, and these are aerospikes as well. The ship has 219 parts and a launch mass of 355 tons, and it launches with a grand total of 23,760 fuel. And so now I am going to make one change here. Now, the craft file that I will submit with the submission for this challenge will not have this on it, and the ship does fly perfectly well without it. But for the flight, I am using the Kerbal Engineer chip just simply because I like using its informational displays so that I don't have to keep flipping back and forth to the map screen. And so, I'll save this and head to the launch pad. Okay, here we are on the launch pad. We have Sheptor Kerman and Jory Kerman. And I'll get the orbital display up here, and right there should be the only numbers I need to see from that. Get our resources on. I'm going to disable fuel flow from the Jumbo 64. and disable flow from the RCS tank. We're not going to need them anyway. And so now turn on SAS and find controls, throttle it up, and let's go. Whoops, didn't mean to hit that. Alright. In fine Kerbal tradition, we have too many rockets. Throttling back just a little bit to manage the overheat condition. Keep her from getting hot enough to cause any explosions. Let's bump it back just a little bit more. First stage separation, we will lose the outer ring of aerospike engines. Followed soon after by the first set of asparagus staging. Stage away. Good. Next stage going. We're starting gravity turn at about 9 kilometers. Go. That's good so far. The next set of aerospikes is going to go in a minute. Second asparagus stage going soon. Pitching over a little more. Stage away. And we're golden. Rotation fixed. Yeah, that's better. Doing good. Apoapsis up to 45 kilometers now. Staging coming up in a minute. Periapsis up to 62 kilometers and climbing. Up to 68 now. It's starting to climb a little faster. Good news if ever I heard it. Smoothly. Keep an eye on that tank. So I make sure I get rid of it as soon as it's empty. This is coming down. This is not on the plan. Alright. This tank is just about done. It's done. Stage it away. Periapsis is coming up. Apoapsis is now at 82. Engine cutoff. Alright. Time to apoapsis 2 minutes and a half. Just nicely enough time to plan a quick maneuver. Wait a minute. Periapsis is coming up. Alright. Actually, we don't need one here. Maneuver at apoapsis, raise periapsis, back it up, 82 by 81. I'll take it. Burn 16 minutes out. Get rotated and in position. Okay, we're on the node, so with time warp ahead another 16 minutes. Of course, we're still below 70. Just reaching the periapsis. Our apoapsis is coming down. We may need to recompute this maneuver. Okay, we're on going up now. We're past periapsis. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get us up above 70 kilometers and recompute this maneuver. Because obviously this one is not going to do it. So I will fast forward the video here. Okay, now that we're up above 70 kilometers, first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and turn the ship prograde and give a short burst from the engines just to push the apoapsis up just a little bit. It's getting awfully close to 80. And because of the nature of the challenge, I don't want it to be anything less than 80, so a little over is better. Okay. That's enough right there. Now, slip out here, delete the maneuver node, put a new one in. Okay, 81 by 81. That'll work. I realize there's not much to see here, but that's the way of things on the night side. Okay, we're locked onto the node, 9 minutes and 52 seconds out from the burn, which is estimated at 2 seconds. Drop out of time warp here for a second to get back on the node. That seems to drift off as you time warp, noticed. Get closer in. seconds. Okay. Delete the maneuver node, if it will permit me. Alright, and here we are. Avoapsis 82,485, periapsis 81,724. And we switch back here. The Jumbo 64 is full. The monoprop tank is full, still disabled. And we have 4 FLT 400s, each with 180 units of fuel remaining. So, there we go. I can't say offhand what the efficiency is on that, but it is successful at the very least. And I will have a pastebin link in the description for the craft file for the ship if anybody happens to want it. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.